Anyway, it's D&D time. Not green screen time. Last week, or no, 2 weeks ago. We missed last week. The party, they escaped the mines, which were infested with spiders. And as soon as you left the mines, you were greeted by four Warforged Maru, and a group of Kreen, the ant folk. Had arrows, crossbows pointed and ready to fire, and then outstepped Ulf, our neighborhood Kreen, and they did not shoot you, and they invited you to your Maru. And they invited you to the town of Rithid, which was a small, not a whole lot of folks. I don't think I ever gave you a proper number, but somewhere between a dozen and 24 different Maru living in there. Small little village. Spline was the leader. He tried to appeal to Ulf a bit. He also warned you that the gnomes need to go, and that if you don't help them get out of there, they're going to force them out. You met Hope, who was a little old lady. So not really old, but she was middle-aged lady who fed you and kept you housed in the stables where you spent the night. Other than that, your little buddy Zink, who's a little baby Kreen that you have with you, was asking about Malefique. And you asked about Malefique, and they some of the Maru guards said they didn't know what they're talking about. Others asked that you not talk about it. And eventually you found out that he's downstairs somewhere, or he's held, taken care of, is what Spline told you. And you got your full rest. You got a level up, and you were about to take off. I think was everything I had here. You were getting ready
to head off back to the gnomes.
To head off back to the gnomes because Spline told
the party out to aggressively talk to them.
Yep. So they need to go, or else.
Or else.
So, you guys are leaving the Rithid, the town of the Maru, and for the trek, I need a perception check.
I will perceive.
Someone to perceive, and give me someone to survival, so they can.
I'll do the survival. You can do the perception.
Just gotta make sure you know you're
walking.
I'll
give myself guidance.
What board are we on?
Walk on the right way. Oh yeah, I'll send you over here. Did everyone get the invite?
Yep.
Dude, all these robots are naked.
The naked?
They are naked, dude. All these robots are naked.
That's not good.
20 survival.
Ooh.
Okay. Can easily find your direction heading back. You're kind of stuck in the hills there, so you're going to move out a little bit west and then head up north to back up to Steamcliff. Where's the perception check at?
It's trying to work, but I'm getting the exclamation. I rolled a natural 20 in D&D Beyond. There we go.
I mean, I'm cool with taking that.
16.
16. So as you guys are walking out the gates, they open the gates for you, and you guys start making your way out. You can see that Spline, you notice this, sorry, Eru. Names of too many D&D games. Eru. You notice that you see Spline come walking down inside the place, and you see Hope also standing next to him. And as you guys are walking out the gate, you kind of look back and you see this, and you can see the Hope is visibly angry, and she seems to be not pleased with Spline for some reason, having some words with him.
Does Spline appear to be like just taking it? Like, does he seem subservient, or does he seem like he's getting angry too?
Roll me an insight check. Remember, this guy's kind of difficult to read.
19.
He seems to be taking it, and he's not like angry back at her. He seems to just be listening. That's about all. That's what you get from her.
All right.
Anyway, on our way back, you've got about a 7-hour walk back up to Steamcliff. It's morning, so you'll be there midday sometime. No, it's not morning. It's afternoon, so you'll get there at night because you guys had to stay 24 hours. So it'll be about sunset when you guys get there. Okay. As you're walking about, you can see the mines on your right that you just came from. About 20 minutes walk south. And as you're walking about, you make it about an hour or so, and you're back into the plains. You're getting out of the dry deserty, and it's still dry deserty, but it's a little bit greener. There is some smoke, visible smoke in the distance to the northwest. Something's on fire, or was on fire, or is on fire.
Were we there before? In
Black
that area?
Give me a give me a wisdom check.
Just straight wisdom?
Just straight wisdom.
Guidance.
You can do a wisdom save because it'll add in your proficiency. That's fine.
Well,
because you
my
are
wisdom save is the same.
Yeah.
I'm not proficient in that.
Okay. You're not
So
sure.
it's +1, +3, so 7.
Yeah, you're not sure. It's kind of in the direction you're going. It's just northwest. So you'll be passing. You're getting sort of close to it, but it's a little bit off to your west.
Okay. And you said we came straight east when we came here, right?
South.
I mean, when we came from...
The mines are just to your east. You came kind of west, southwest. Mines are to your east. Steamcliff north. Do you mean Steamcliff from the Elf Town? Yeah, that's west.
Yeah.
That's way west. It's closer than that.
Oh, okay. I mean, all right. We'll see if it comes into play, I guess. Trying to decide if we walked past it when we came to Steamcliff, if we
it might be a little bit off to the west, a little bit off of the way you came from.
Okay.
You're walking a little bit east of that as you go straight north. You've got Zinc on you. He's a little bummed out because of not being able to see Malefique. Occasionally, you just hear him under his breath, Malefique. He's a little bummed. And you've got a straight walk. Anything you want to do while you walk for 6 more hours?
Nah.
I'm in front, just
I'm
giving a
gonna-
lookout.
I'm gonna bonus action dash every now and then for fun.
Okay. If you want to be on the lookout, David, give me a perception check. What are you looking for? Just
Just eyeing things.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary for a couple hours. You made it 3 hours, and there is some visible tracks both you and Eru pick up of something has sort of slid across this ground. Again, it's really dry land, and the grass isn't very thick, and so you can see the dirt pretty easily and sandy. And something's been sort of scraped along the side here. Pretty big. It's scraped
Can I
along.
see, like, how fresh?
Perpendicular from where you're walking.
Can I see, like, how
Roll that
fresh it
investigate,
is?
David.
Is it like treads, or is it like the sludge monster we were following?
Looks like something was dragged. Something
okay.
something big. If you want to roll investigate, I can tell you more.
Sure.
Guidance.
You can guide him.
Ooh,
There you go.
19. Plus your investigating? Or your thing?
Mhm.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
You guidancing both of them? Huh. Is that what happened?
I just said guidance, and one didn't take it, and the other one
Okay.
did.
He just
Okay.
yelled guidance, and I was like,
Okay.
He could totally do guidance on both of them. Why not?
Yeah. He ran to one, then ran to the other.
He goes, "Hey guys, come here." Hits them both.
Yeah.
Eru doesn't pick it up, but Zarik, you notice there's a little, a very small amount, but a small little, almost like a slug residue, which you've seen before, and you can gather these tracks are that thing that came out of the mountain.
I
Looks a
say
little
it's been
different out here, but it adds up.
Yikes.
How fresh are the tracks? Can I
What
tell
was your
from the
roll?
Investigation.
23, I think.
20.
Somewhere above 20. 23.
There is, you see a couple of other footprints that are walking on the side also. And those are newer than the slidey thing. So you figure the thing maybe no more than a day, but there's newer footprints on top of it as well. And the footprints are small.
Do we see the footprints of the party that left before us?
Not here, no.
They went a different route.
Yeah, you haven't
Did
seen
we
them.
see them as we were leaving?
No, because they left early in the morning. They left
I mean, do we see their tracks as we were leaving?
as you're leaving the gate.
Did we see where they diverged from ours?
They went off to the east.
Towards the mine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you pointing out these footprints?
I'm out.
Did they look like Omira's?
No, they're smaller than that.
Interesting. Okay. Onward.
It's another 3 hours to get to the steam cliff. Sun's starting to set. It's getting a little dark. As you get to where you can see Steam Cliff in the distance, there is a just the feeling you're still about 30 minutes away from Steam Cliff. But Eru, I'll give it to Zarik as well. Saren, you get it too. Where's your? I have a thing that shows me your. Hang on.
What? I don't get it.
What's your passive?
Probably not.
My passive perception is 15.
Mine's 11, so.
Mine's 13.
Okay.
My passive is 10.
Okay.
Well,
So yeah, those you three. Not you, Francisco. You just get the
Yeah.
feeling that you're being watched. I don't know how to describe it any better than that. But as you're walking, you just feel like something's looking at you.
Take out my shield and sword.
As we're walking, I'm going to cast resistance on myself every minute.
I'm going to be like, what's going on?
You cast it every minute
It's a cantrip.
Cantrip that lasts a minute.
for 7 hours. You're casting this cantrip on you.
Yep.
Why? Just for a little while we're walking,
Okay.
and like people are staring at us.
I mean,
Yeah,
why
I-
not? Womp.
Can I look around and see if is it the same feeling I had when we were being followed by Omira?
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Can I
no.
look around and see?
Oh,
if I
Myra,
see
you
traces?
didn't feel like she was looking at you. You heard her.
Oh,
She
okay.
rolled poorly, and you heard her. I had a thing that I had list. I moved it, and I can't find it. I had a thing that had all your stuff in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well. Oh, maybe it's in here. Nope. Oh well.
Okay.
Moving around your notes already.
I know. What am I thinking?
I just noticed everybody getting in defensive mode.
Yeah, so you're about 30 minutes from you can clearly see the hill in front of you. The sun is setting to your west, and so it's kind of got a reddish sky, you know. There's a couple of trees around, but nothing too thick, but you just get that feeling.
Just get that feeling, dude.
Yeah.
Can I look around and see if I notice anything?
You can roll me a perception check.
Yes.
The kid's so good at it.
Guys.
Doing.
You rolled a 10.
14. I got it out just in time before you switched to maps.
Let's scoot you guys over here. Yeah, you just
Over here to the kill room.
you don't see anything. Nothing stands out. I'm gonna summon you guys over here. I just want to show off this map because it's really neat.
You made a map?
Right.
I didn't make it.
Oh.
Pretty fancy though.
Oh.
It's just,
Oh, look at
just
the
a giant map.
It's a big map.
Look at these trees. Those are kind of cool. The big like flat top trees.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
What would you need a map this big for?
I guess you want to
Dude,
play your whole. You
there's-
can play your whole campaign of this map.
I
Oh,
have one
yeah.
that I was looking at using that is I guess he calculated it out. It's a full square mile.
Oh,
It's so big.
wow.
God.
Anyways, I just only want to show you guys this thing, just in case something happens. You get the feeling of being watched, but you don't see anything. It's quiet.
And we just keep moving, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just trying
Yeah.
to keep an eye out as best I can, but
Okay.
if I don't see anything, I'm not gonna do anything different.
What's up with all these dead people over here?
Dead people. You go about 10 minutes, and Saren, you hear footsteps behind you, and you look back and you see something small rush across, you're going north, going from east to west across the path you just ran. Something small.
we got something behind us.
It's about
What?
100 yards back.
I'm gonna like intently start looking, see if I can spot it.
Perception.
300 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Guidance.
Guidance or resistance? You gotta pick one.
Jeez.
It's quiet.
12.
Real quiet.
Come on out.
I'm gonna see if I can spot him.
I heard
Come
you.
Roll perception.
Oh,
No.
Can we all roll perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
I'll take it.
All right, sure. My perception's not very good, so
22.
Ooh. Okay. There's a tree that you guys passed on your right side. That was 10 minutes ago when you guys stopped and looked around. And this is like 8 minutes back. So it's about a couple hundred yards away. And there is something in that tree. You can see it's just sort of a silhouette of the tree. But there's something it's either a big bird or something is sitting in that tree. You can't tell what it is.
Big and yellow. It's got long legs.
ha ha ha.
Wouldn't that be something?
I don't get it.
Big
Oh,
bird.
Big
Oh,
bird.
big bird. So
That would be something.
It would be something.
there's a trash can next to it.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna say I can see it. Something is over there.
What do we
Do we
do?
keep going, or do we turn and confront it?
I vote to confront it. I'd rather not have something following us around.
Okay, I will point out the tree. So I'm going to sneak around the side, and I'm going to sneak around the side as they.
I'm gonna cast
Hopefully move
guidance on
towards it.
him right before he starts.
It'll take him more than a minute to get there.
Okay.
I would be like,
Well, I guess I
It
won't.
probably-
200 feet? I guess you can get there in a minute.
it's probably watching us, so like sneaking around the side doesn't seem like it would do anything.
Well, it depends on how sneaky I am, sir.
Roll that stealth check.
I don't know if I was looking at you from above and you just crouched and walked away, I'd be like, what's that guy doing?
He's 200 feet away.
14 stealth.
Plus 3, 17.
Okay, so are you going the way you came, or are you going to try to go off this left side or right
I'm
side?
arcing.
East side or west side? He's on the east side of where you guys
So
are walking.
we're turning back, and I'm going left, so that's east.
Here, I'll put you guys out here. How about this?
Oh yeah.
How
yeah,
about
yeah.
this?
Give us this layout.
Show me this big bird.
Yeah.
I got to meet Big Bird one time when I was like 6.
Oh, yeah.
Big day for my life. I
Wow.
love
I
Sesame
guess so.
Street.
You still remember it.
Yep. My dad used to. Sorry, side note. My dad used to like work security at the convention center here in Myriad, and one day Sesame Street Live was in town,
Ooh.
and I got to go back. I got to go see the costumes. I got to sit in Oscar's trash can. I remember it
What?
vividly, and I got to go meet. And the
Wow.
guy that played Big Bird was in the dressing room.
Ah, very cool.
Big day.
Wow.
Big day.
Anyway, you guys are all here. You are walking off this way. It's pretty clear from where you're at. There's not quite as many trees here, but I'm just picking out a couple.
Oh, I was thinking I was going to be like
Actually, you
going
know
in
what?
between trees and
Where am I?
stuff. This
There's
is
not-
just
there's
an
not-
open field.
It's pretty open. There's some trees kind of off your path. There's not really a very.
I gotta say that my statement from earlier sounds
Yeah.
even more true now.
Yeah, it does.
But
'Cause
it's
I was
pretty
thinking
far
we're
away.
going through a forest when he brought us to this map. I was like, oh, okay, there's trees and stuff. I'll
That's
sneak
pretty-
behind some trees.
Here,
That's pretty
Just
far
like-
away.
He's like,
Here I
he's
go.
like staring at us, and you just start running. He's like, I think he's gonna go hide in those trees. I should move.
Here, so he is. Let's change the direction here, just because of the tree. I don't want to deal with that. So, you guys came from this way.
I'll just
What?
be like, I gotta pee.
Okay,
Let me go over here.
and he is
Performance
in.
check.
He is in this tree right here. You think?
Okay, so that makes more sense. So I'm off to the left.
Okay.
There we go.
And you were a 14 stealth.
17.
17.
17
guidance.
stealth. Okay. Okay. Are you, you move your way over that way? What do you want to do?
I'm waiting for them to move up before I advance.
You give me another perception check as you move over there. What was your original perception? Like 22?
22. 22.
Oh, 22.
Okay. So
Dang.
you don't see the one in the tree anymore.
What?
Nothing there.
What?
The one that was in the tree that you were stalking isn't there.
The one that I saw with the 22. I no longer
yes.
see with the 22.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay.
we
However,
fighting predator?
you notice you're reasonably close to this. Let me get not that one, I want this one. And this one.
Did I see it move, or is it just no longer there?
He was very stealthy. You don't see him. He's gone. Where are? I forget where the. I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm not going to ask.
What?
Never mind.
he's got to find a monster of some kind.
I got to find a specific
Oh.
monster. I don't remember where it's at. The one I'm looking
That's
It's
for.
better not be a harpy.
A harpy. They can camouflage or whatever
Even
that's doing.
stealth and hide.
Stealth.
I don't know why I can't find them. They got to be in here somewhere. All right, fine.
Can't
So-
find
A
it.
monster
No, I don't
or
worry about it.
humanoid.
So you spot back behind one of these trees over here,
Uh-oh, what's that?
I
hiding.
don't see anything.
The goblin.
You don't see this guy? How do you know, David?
No, because I have no line of sight apparently, because
Oh.
I'm behind a tree or whatever.
Oh, yeah. You see two of them, actually. You see one there, and you see another one over on.
Can you
I don't-
point at them with
I'll
the light?
find
Wait.
them in a second.
Who says
I
them?
don't-
Who sees them?
I
You
see them.
see, they look like goblins. They're kobolds.
Oh,
You
over
see
here.
a kobold right here, and a kobold right here, and they're hiding behind a tree.
Oh, kobolds are under drag. No, there's its own category, isn't it? Kobold.
No. I don't know where they're at.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Is there not a search function? Dang,
Oh,
beta
there is.
games.
I always forget about search. Kobold. Hey, there they are.
Wow.
Dang.
There's your tech tip for the evening, everyone.
Well,
Do they seem like they see me?
You're like literally walking right at them.
Yeah. Doing
They-
it stealthily though.
They don't seem to be. They seem to be looking at your party, not you.
Does my party see me?
Yeah, they're not too far from you.
Okay, I'll just look over at them and I'll go.
And I'll nudge Sharon and I'll be like, "What's he doing with his fingers?"
I don't know what that means.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm just gonna be going.
He's got something in his eye.
Yeah.
as when
Guys,
as I see
my
him
eyes.
do that, I start feeling anxious. I'm like, what?
None of us know what the hand signals
What's
mean.
going on?
Fantastic.
I'm just pointing over there.
I'll see if I can see him where he's pointing.
Roll it. Roll perception.
Aye.
Guidance. Jeez.
7.
Plus 2, 14.
You do not see him. You don't. No idea.
Are they armed? Do they look threatening?
They don't have any weapons out at the moment. The one closest to you can tell has a dagger on his side.
Why don't we just walk over there, guys?
Because you don't know what my hand signals mean, apparently.
Yeah,
Say,
but his hand signals could mean I'm in trouble.
Is that what that means?
George says, he's pointing over there. Let's go over there.
All right.
Yeah, I start walking towards.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll roll initiative. You guys will
Okay.
all go, and so do your turn, and then I'll go. We won't roll initiative. We'll do it in order here. So move yourself 30 feet, that
Okay.
kind of thing.
Oh,
Oh, Zarik, do you not move 30 feet? Oh, you're moving super far.
hold on. I think I ran into a bug.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Kill it.
No, not
Kill
like that. Like a.
David's at 30 feet, or did you double move?
Hellfire.
Should be 30 feet. Kind of
That
squares.
was a long 30 feet.
Because the other 30, yeah, it's not. These are the 10-foot squares.
Oh wait, are we doing
Oh, there's
double?
10 foot
Can we do
squares?
double?
You can double move.
Oh, okay.
So if you did 30 movement, if that's what you, no, you're good. That's double movement.
No, I don't want to be double movement. I just want to move 30
Yeah,
feet.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah, they're right there.
You'll be around where we are.
Yeah.
I move 30 feet.
So if they don't see me yet, I'm going to just try to stealth a little bit closer.
Okay, like right there.
5, 10, 15. And then I will not bonus action. Actually, no, I'll bonus action dash, but continuing to stealth, so move that far. And then I'm going to hold my action with a hand crossbow if any of them do anything aggressive.
What was your stealth? Was 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You guys done?
Yes.
Battle music.
Oh yeah, where's the music at?
Bum, 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 bum,
Thank you.
We were just trying to help you out, boss.
Nice.
I'll cast resistance on myself when I move.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Okay. Isaac and yeah, Saren, you can probably make this out. You see another one over here pop up.
Oof.
He doesn't. He snaps on a twig and he steps out for a second and then steps back behind the tree. So you saw him for just a second. Another kobold over there. These kobolds. David, you're like a red-skinned, right? Kobold.
Yeah.
These guys are they're kind of like a yellow and greenish kind of colored. They don't quite look like the same as your friend.
Did I see the kobold this time?
You saw him for a second, yeah, just for a split second, and then he stepped on.
Do I
twig
know
and jumped
what language kobolds speak?
back.
Draconic.
Yeah, you probably know Draconic.
Okay. I will start speaking in Draconic.
Okay.
Why don't you guys just come on out? We don't mean you any harm.
No response.
Does Draconic have a southern drawl
Yeah,
too?
so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a parcel tongue, but with the southern drawl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eru,
yes, it's I say she.
as he starts speaking, you can see the two that are behind the tree that are looking at the party. The one next to you immediately grabs his dagger, and the one on the other side pulls out a sling.
What did you call his mom?
Firing then, as soon as they act aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not drawing it
Sure.
back. He's just grabbing it getting it out. He's not like
Okay,
winding it
I'll
up.
hold
He's got it out. He's got a rocket and getting it ready in there.
Okay.
Okay, your turn.
For
I'm
sure.
staying put. I'm just holding. Well, I'm gonna wait.
I'm
and see
gonna
what
move
happens.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to.
15.
You hear someone shout in Draconic, "Get back! Get back!"
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Step back.
Huh?
Step
It's
back.
this one here shouting with the sling.
Okay, I will.
What do you mean,
move
step
back
back?
a little bit. Just don't be mean. You know, they're not attacking us yet. Just let's see if we can avoid a fight.
Here.
We won't be aggressive in Draconic. Please just come talk to us if you don't mind. We don't want to hurt y'all. We don't want y'all to hurt us. Come on.
Okay. No response. Another one the same one picks up again. Get back! Just get back!
All right.
Sheathe my sword and shield, and I put my hands up.
What?
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna walk back.
We surrender to you, kobolds.
I'll
I,
move back to here.
I asked. Wait.
Come on,
I
guys.
asked.
Just move back a little bit.
What are they saying?
They just want us to get back right now. I think they're a little scared. We might be in their territory.
Fine. I step back.
Zarik one shouts at you.
Wow. I'm just.
This one here, and you guys see him as he shouts. He says, "Drop your sword!" He says it in Draconic.
What?
And back up!
But I put it up.
Drop your sword and back up!
I move back 10 feet.
Ah, leave the sword!
I say my sword is my business.
I'm gonna draw my weapons.
You say that in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else
It's
you
gonna
want
be
to
in my. It's gonna be in my sheath.
Okay. You guys done?
All right.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
done.
I'm still holding action for if they become aggressive. And I'll
Yeah,
shoot
I'm gonna
them.
hold it. I'm gonna do the same thing. Shoot them if they.
I still have my shield out, but my sword is.
You got your gun out?
Yeah, I got my guns out.
Okay.
Got my gun.
So, someone shouts, the two that speak Draconic, I hear this, shouts, "Get him!"
What?
This
They're
guy
coming!
over here. And he's going to step out, start
Blast him.
winding up his sling. You can go ahead and take a shot if you want.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Make sure
I'll let you
within
take a
range.
choice who you want to hit, because at the same time as he comes out, this guy over here, 10, 15, 20,
Where?
I'm
25.
shooting at this guy.
He's going to come running around this tree here.
Whoa! What
How
the
far do they
heck?
move? 30? Can I make it there?
Yeah, I will shoot at this guy. Does he know I'm there?
15, 20, 25, 30. He does not.
Okay, so I have advantage then.
Okay.
Get that sneak attack. Natural 20. Come on.
14.
14 is a hit.
All right, then I hit too.
Which one are you firing at?
I'm firing the same one he's firing at.
Okay.
4 plus 5 is 9 points.
So I
of
did 9 as
piercing
well.
damage.
Yeah, so you guys just obliterate that little guy.
He comes out. Boom! Boom! Boom!
He
Boom!
comes out, just arrow, thunk, and then wow!
Oh
he-
man!
We both shot at the same one.
Yep.
Doesn't
Okay.
get
Wow!
anywhere.
This
Doesn't get anywhere near.
holy cow!
There,
Poor
he
guy.
gets blasted. Where's the other guy? There he is. Let me get the rest of him. Hang on.
Ulf shoots off that
25,
gun
40.
again.
Yes!
One from back within these trees. Can you see what I'm doing right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll show you in a second then.
I see that one. I see that blue kobold by that tree that arrow's by.
Yeah. I'll show you what they did. So as you're standing here, they all kind of come charging out at the same time. Where's that last guy at? There he is. 10. He's gonna come up to here. Okay, so they all kind of came back. One of them came back from further back than these trees. Came running around here. That came to this guy. And he has his dagger out. The other 4, there's 4 more of them out there. all have slings.
What?
There's one there.
Okay.
There's 3 more over here, and they all pop out of the trees and start trying to let those slings fly. Hey, Drake and Memoria. Thanks for the raid.
Nice.
What's the range on that?
Yo.
30 feet.
Oh
So
no!
all going to be out of range. Well, disadvantage
30
range.
foot for a sling.
Yeah. So we'll let Dagger Man have his first swing,
Oh.
and he's gonna miss.
Oh.
Then we got Sling Boy number 1. These are all gonna be on Eru.
No.
So number 1, ooh, that's
Ooh.
17.
Yep,
Yikes.
that hits.
Okay, number 2 is a fumble.
Ooh.
Number 3,
Yay!
I'll deal with him in a second. Is a miss. Number 4
Yay!
is a
Oof.
12.
Whoa, wait.
12 misses.
Okay, so here's the damage.
1 hit.
Just take 6 damage from that sling from this guy.
Jeez.
You just got hit in the back of the head with a rock,
And he's gonna
dude.
pop behind this tree. This guy fumbled. These guys are both gonna go pop behind this tree here as they unleash their rocks.
I'm glad I leveled up.
Oh my god.
Fumble. So sling. Okay.
What happened?
Remember in Star Wars? Star Wars when he's like the Ewoks like working with the swing and then smacks him in the face. That's what this guy did.
Smacks himself
Wrong
in the
button.
face.
Knocks himself over on the ground and he slowly scrambles back up and he crawls behind this tree
Uh-oh.
after he smacks himself with a sling. Okay. It is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move up.
I'm
I
just
can
gonna let
make
you
that,
attack first.
and then I'm gonna flank this kobold.
Get it. Advantage.
That's right. I need to see what my bonuses are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ham.
It's just one kobold, boys.
I don't care. I'm gonna unleash everything on this one kobold.
Wait, hang on.
Okay, wait, am I
11
getting an
to
advantage
hit.
too?
You
No,
don't
you're
know.
not flanking.
Oh, okay.
Does an 11 hit?
Does not.
That is my turn. Well,
right,
actually,
here we go.
hang on. No, I'm gonna use my.
We'll let Francisco do his thing
Yep.
before you
Okay.
Action
squander
surge. I'm gonna use my action
before you
surge.
squander
Roll
your
that
action
attack, baby.
surge.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Is
first.
that
I'm
once per
gonna.
long rest or short rest for you, David?
Short rest.
Long rest.
Long rest.
Long rest, isn't
Dude,
it?
he's a fighter. He's
Yeah.
a long rest.
Nope, it says short rest.
Oh, hold on.
For action surge?
I'm
Alright,
gonna
first
have
I'm
to look
gonna-
that up now.
Additional action on your turn. This can
You
be.
should see it right on
Use
your
1 time per
character
short
sheet
rest.
there, Eric.
Yep, it is short rest.
Wait, I gotta restart my game, so he might have to.
Nope. Get that action
1 time
surge.
per short rest.
Cause
There we go.
There's a hit.
And I believe it's a.
Krog goes in there to swing and just like starts glitching.
He's
Okay.
gonna take 10 damage.
Okay. You just what are you hitting him with?
Okay.
Longsword.
I
Yep.
thought it was.
Okay. So you just go in there. You just slice right through this little kobold's body, and he goes down.
What was the map again?
As soon as you
Or
do
the
it,
board?
you hear
Z
from
dash.
the forest.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Okay, I will move here,
Yeah.
And that's it. Such savages.
and I will. What are the rules on this? Can I bonus action hide and then get advantage? Because that's like the rules as written. I didn't know if that's how you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so I
the
will
whole
bonus action
that's the
hide.
whole perk of being a rogue, is that hide bonus stuff.
19 stealth,
Oops.
Ooh.
which gives me advantage
Okay.
on. I'm gonna try to hit. Oh, he's out of my range. I know what I
Just when you hide, you have to have something. You have to have at least cover in order to hide.
So I go behind this tree, hide, and then now he's in range. And then I will lean out and shoot him with advantage.
Ooh.
Got him.
One. Okay. And I will do. 8 plus sneak attack, 10 points of damage
With a crossbow.
with the Hand crossbow.
Yeah, he just squeals in pain and then drops on the ground.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna run over behind this tree and peek out and shoot this boy over here.
Yep.
I never read this pistol, but it has explosive ammo apparently that I'm gonna ignore.
Wait a minute.
What?
You can't ignore these things that you choose.
Well, okay.
What do you mean?
Upon a hit, it says explosive. Upon a hit, everything within 5 feet of the target must make a dex saving throw equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your dex modifier.
Is that the ammo that does that?
1d8 fire damage. I don't know. I just clicked on the
Yeah,
pistol because it had a bunch of
yeah.
weird stuff
So
like
you-
That's
you-
the ammo.
reload, misfire.
You have musket balls, basically. You just drop.
They're
drop-
cartridge rounds.
Okay, they're larded into a yeah. The little balls loaded into a cartridge.
What he's saying is they are not explosive.
They're not explosive.
Yeah, I know. I just clicked on it because it had a bunch of like weird notes that I'd never seen, like reload and misfire, and then one of the things was explosive.
What about this misfire thing?
Yeah, if you roll a natural
Yeah.
one, it jams the gun.
Whenever you
Oh,
make an attack roll with a firearm, yeah, and the dice roll is
Holy
equal to
cow.
or lower than the weapon's misfire score.
Yeah,
the
so it's
weapon's
usually natural one,
misfires.
but it could be more depending on the gun. And you
Uh,
have to spend
repair
an attack to try to repair it, and if you don't, then it's broken, and then you have to spend money to repair it.
Jeez.
Ah, nice.
So don't break any of your guns because you're never getting any money.
I know.
Wow.
I got Tinker Tools though. All right.
Did you shoot?
Yeah, but I missed.
Oh,
I
okay.
only got a 9,
Okay. Anybody else?
and I'm getting behind this again.
Well, I already moved, I think. So
You moved up some, yeah.
yeah, I moved up some. So I'll just.
What's the dice on your hand crossbow, Isaac?
1d6.
There you go. Finley.
I'll move up there, and that's it for me.
Out in the open, you're gonna get beamed with a rock.
Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. That was the plan.
That was the plan all along. I like
Yeah,
getting
you-
hit by rocks.
You aren't high enough level to catch missiles yet. You gotta you gotta wait
Yeah.
before you go
I'm
on
learning.
the
I'm
level.
learning.
You guys done?
Yeah.
I'm gonna move up to Eric and take the dodge action and
Okay.
cover Eric.
This guy scrambles to his feet and steps out. He's got a big old welt on his face. This guy's gonna step out as well.
That's the guy who beamed himself.
Yeah. He's gonna step out over here. These three step out, and you hear in the woods behind them, and you see a couple of them go scurrying back away from you. You see 3 of them all together between the group that's up here. There's more kobolds behind them, but you didn't see them, and you see them now running away. These 3 step out, and ooh, you might be in range now. No more disadvantage. Their slings are. Oh man. Oops.
Almost.
Well, we can fix that. He's gonna step up 5 more feet.
What?
I thought I got a little further.
5 more.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's good. So he's gonna step up. That was 10. They're gonna step up, and no, he's not. He's not gonna do that. Hang on.
What?
He's gonna keep the
Go behind
disadvantage.
that other
This
tree.
guy's gonna stand up. Throw his rock.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh, for a
Oh,
18.
That hits.
Yeah, right.
Clocks you for 4 damage.
Oof.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he is running.
I keep wanting to ask, did you
What?
rage? But you're not a barbarian.
Yeah. I know.
I see your mom.
I
like a
raged
barbarian.
in a way. Yeah.
Did he moved 30 feet?
He moved,
After stepping
he
up
moved 5 and
5?
then 25 more.
Oh, 25 more. Okay.
Yeah.
Like these guys are fast.
The guy in the back at disadvantage, he's going to miss, and then he's moving. 10, 15, 20, 30. And then this guy moved out 5. He's going to go for his disadvantage swing. Oops. Disadvantage swing. 14 or 13. 13 hit you?
Yeah.
Woo!
How much?
Gonna get you. For 6
what?
damage. 10,
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30. For a rock came flying in, can whizzing in and smack you in the chest.
Whizzing.
Ouch.
And it is now your turn. Those 3 stepped out. They shot and then took off. And then you can see 3 more that are running off to your south.
Wait,
So they just shot at us and then ran?
There's 6 altogether you see now.
where are the other 3?
No, I don't have them out there. I will put them out there.
What direction are they in?
They're out this way. They're hard to catch because they're kind of in these woods. Right there. I think that's right.
I can't see them.
Yeah, they're ways. You probably can't.
Oh, okay.
You probably can't see them. Yeah, right
They're over there. All right.
Yeah.
Do they look like they're running?
They're running away. Yeah.
Should we just keep going?
I'd say we just let them go.
No, we follow them. I'm gonna kill them all.
I want to yell at them. Say, you cowards! Can I like roll intimidation?
Go for it.
You intimidate them.
I
They're
swear.
gonna run
Do you
harder.
speak Draconic?
No, but I just said it normally.
Okay.
Oh, I guess
The,
I'm
the
not.
booming voice. Is it
Yeah.
scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The presence, yeah.
A couple birds fly away.
But not Big
Okay.
Bird. Big Bird
Not
is
Big
fine.
Bird. I tried.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think we're good. Move
Yeah.
on.
We move on.
I'm gonna reload my gun first, and then we can move on.
All right.
Ah!
Wait,
Yeah,
do
if
we have
they're
someone that
just-
can
if
heal?
they, I'm gonna like wait a turn
wait.
and make sure that they're gonna keep running, and if they do keep running, then I will turn around and
They
inspect these bodies, see if there's anything I can use.
on their turn they look to make sure you're still there, and then they move some more.
Okay.
Okay.
They're just gonna keep following us.
Oh, so they're tailing.
And he set up a trap.
It's kind of sad, like you're out shooting squirrels.
Oh, I know. I saw that.
Does this kobold have anything on him of note?
He has a copper piece and a dagger. He has a baggie with some rocks in it, and and a sling, and just some raggedy hide armor. His rocks, you notice, are very they're very smooth, and a little bit of what's the black volcanic rock name?
Obsidian.
Obsidian, like a nice shiny obsidian. A couple of them in there are obsidian. Seems like he takes
See rock polishing?
takes nice care of his rocks. Looks like
Nice.
Is
Now
the
he doesn't
dagger
take care
well
of anything
made, or
because
is it
he's
just
dead.
just a pretty basic looking dagger. Nothing too fancy about it. All metal.
does it look like it's a decent weapon, or is it just like a carved?
No,
stone
it's a
knife
it's a
or something?
standard dagger.
Okay.
Nothing bad about it.
I'll take the dagger, and I'll take one of the obsidian rocks.
He's got a whole. All the rocks in there are like you go along the beach and you pick up the shiny rocks and the good looking, the blue ones and the red ones. That's basically what he's got in there. Kind of polished.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to roll a history check and see if I've ever heard about these kobolds
Yeah, it was about.
before they told me.
I'm like, Sarik, why are people attacking us?
Oh, your people attacking us. We are not the same. That's discrimination.
Are you rolling it, David?
That's
I'm getting there.
How dare you?
Wait, how many obsidian
rolled a
rocks did you
one.
say was in there?
Nope.
2 obsidian rocks in there. You don't have a clue.
Yeah, I'll take.
You didn't know there was kobolds outside of your area. You did know the Omira mentioned some kobolds nearby, and as did the Maru.
Yeah.
But you don't even remember that. Or that one history.
You don't even remember that.
All right, it's River's bedtime, so we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Oh, break time?
Break time.
Okay. All right.
Right back.
So cool.
All right, you have cleansed the forest of 2 kobolds, and you guys are
3 kobolds.
You guys are. Did you kill 3?
I don't like that. I don't like that cleansing thing. That doesn't sound good.
We got this
That makes
guy.
it sound like
Oh
the
no.
bad guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 3 guys. Also, thanks, Emesis. Thanks for the for the sub.
Hot dang.
All right, so you guys are about 20 minutes away. You can see the mountain clear as day in front of you. Well, clear as sunset in front of you. And from right here, you can almost get an idea of why it's called the sea, the chromatic sea. You can kind of get a little bit of the glimmer with the steam from the geyser to your east, and the sunset starting to reflect a little bit on the lake in front of you. So you kind of get a little bit of a view of that. So there's a haze up there. But anyway, you got about 20 minutes, and you keep going north. Is that where you're going? Are you following a kobold?
Before we leave, does the other kobold right next to us have the same gear on him?
Yeah, they each of the three all have the same kind of ratty hide armor, just quickly works together. Hide armor. They each have a dagger. They each have a sling and a bag and a pack of stones.
Okay. I'll take the other guy's dagger. Does he have any other interesting stones?
No, this one didn't seem to take care of his stones like the other guy did.
Okay, I'll just take his dagger and be done with it then.
The third guy, the one
I'm not going into the forest for him, so I'm not looking.
Okay. Never mind.
He was too far away.
I'll go in the forest.
Okay.
Search the third guy.
Right. You find a necklace on this guy. He had.
I'll take it.
I forget what my symbol is. I forget my symbols.
Symbol.
The
Dilgen, Paisti.
the storm god. I forget who that is.
Storm God?
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong
I
one.
don't think that was me. It looks weird, Joe, because it's a Cronenberg movie.
Matsauer. It's sort of a not inverted, but sort of a upside down, down facing crescent moon. Matsauer. It's a amulet of that.
Oh, it looks like a batleth.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of batleth looking. Yeah.
I give it to Saren.
I'll take a look at it.
He's the religious guy.
Yep.
I'll inspect it and see what I...
It's a nice looking amulet. It's a little dirty, but it's made it of a nice strong material, and it's been kind of fashioned to fit around a kobold neck.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't originally around a kobold neck. You get the idea. Matsauer, is kind of chaotic god, but god of storms and things.
Okay.
You know that the geyser nearby here. You know there were some followers in Emir, where you're from. Not necessarily evil. They're just a little more chaotic, a little more, chaotic. A little more, what's his face from Jurassic Park? You know, talking about chaos theory and all that kind of stuff. But you know, there's a few of them around, and that's about all you know about them. Okay, you got 20 minutes to make their way that way. Are you just continuing north? Or
I think so.
Yeah.
As we're walking, big man, I saw you got hit pretty hard. How you feeling?
Not good.
All right, I'll help you out. I'll go cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh. Thanks. That will help.
Not a lot.
Oh, sad. So sad.
Oh, it's better than nothing.
He had a couple big
Thank you.
welts on his chest, and as you healed him, the bruising went away a little bit.
One went away.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
He didn't actually heal you. He did one of those Looney Tunes thing where he walks up to your bruises and pushes it back flat. Pulls his hand away and it stays for a
Yeah,
second.
pretty
and goes,
much.
And then pops back out and he's like, "That's the best I can do."
Nice.
So as you approach the steam cliff, the mountain, you can see there are 3 creens standing at the base of where you guys are going to make your way up. And they look at you, and a Maru steps out next to them as well. It's one of the Maru that you saw before that looks very similar to Ulf. And the Kreen kind of start to grab their weapons, and he waves them off and says, "Let him in." And he's kind of giving you the stink eye as you guys walk by, and he says, 12 hours. Get him out of here.
Did you already talk to them?
Yeah,
How did that one go?
I wasn't part of it.
Oh,
Doesn't matter how it went.
Well, I mean, if it went really well, they might just be leaving. So, if
They're not leaving yet.
Okay, well, we'll
Jeez,
go
buddy,
talk
just
to him.
trying to gauge what we're walking into here.
Hey
These
guys, you
Maru,
guys
I'll
know
tell you what.
robots are real a-hole. Their morality engine has gone away.
He says, move along, move along.
Jeez.
As you guys
All
make it up to the, you make it up the switchbacks up to the mountain there, and you see that Flitch is hanging around outside with the little gnomes, the forager guy. Doesn't look real happy. There's a couple Kreen. Sorry, there's a Maru standing up there at the entrance, who's just sort of looks like he's standing guard, just standing there. Another one of the twins, basically. And Flitch is sitting on a rock as you guys approach. The Maru doesn't
Which
pay him.
one's Flitch?
He was the forager, little gnome.
Oh, okay.
He got kind of like he got like moss in his hair, you know. Typical
Walk up
forager.
to-
Yeah, I know how it goes. Yeah, when you forage for stuff, it just grows on you.
Yeah. I'll take a look at the. Do we recognize the Maru that are up there?
The one that's there, yeah. It's the one. Well, it looks like one of the ones that was the other twin that you saw before with what was his name, the leader,
Blind?
not Spline,
No,
the other guy,
Of
Oh,
the
Bearing?
Bearing, yeah, one of Bearing's men.
Okay. I'll just look and say, how's it going?
Flitch looks up at you and says, "They're trying to kick us out." He says,
I'll look
they're
at the
in-
For
they're
good
in-
reason.
What do you mean good reason? This is our home.
Well, I mean, it wasn't your home for a long time. It seems to have all you guys have done is show up and release a giant monster that's killing a bunch of people so far.
We didn't do that.
Yeah, you
Well,
did.
you did. The advanced party did it.
Let's give them the right to come in here and move through all our stuff. Search our place for whatever they're doing there.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a right to this land anymore. You've been gone long enough, and other people moved in.
And not only that, even if I did agree with you, like, I think not dying is pretty good.
He says you have to talk with Varney. I don't think he's moving.
What's the Maru doing?
Nothing. He's just standing like he's standing guard at the gate at the door. Which it's been a day and a half since you guys have been here. It's been 2 days since you've been here. A day and a half or so. They have doors set up now, and they've cleared out more of this sort of the
Zone.
opening zone into the mountain. The tower's looking a little more sturdy, and looks like they've been hard at work cleaning this place up. The doors are shut.
Okay, well, we'll go up there.
Okay.
Talk to Varney.
Going in.
I want to talk to the Maru as we're going. Are you staying here?
Making sure that things go as planned.
Is it just him that's up here, the only Maru?
Mm-hmm. From up here, you can see that you guys came from the south, and there was the two, the three Kreen and the Maru down south of you. And from up here, you can see there's two Kreen to your north that you can see from here next to the lake. There's two to the west also. They seem to have sort of a perimeter going with these Kreen. They're just sort of standing around out there.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the Maru. I'll say, I know this isn't really your call.
He slowly turns his head to you.
But do you see any way that you could live with them here, or is it not possible?
It's not my decision.
Well, I realized that. I just wondered if maybe you had a feeling on which the way Spline would lean. If it was a possibility.
Spline says they can't stay. They can't stay.
All right. We'll talk to them. I'll head up.
Okay. You go in the big doors. And Varney's in there, and he's stomping around. Doesn't look too happy.
Right before we go in, I'll cast guidance on Eru.
Okay. Inside here has been cleaned up as well. They have some lanterns set up, so it's much more cozy in here. They got like a table, and they've moved some of that stuff in, or they got some boxes moved in as a table, and they got all their supplies moved in here, and it's like a section of this room has been kind of turned into a sleeping place. They got the bedrolls all laid out there, a little cozier looking, a little more long rest able.
Nice.
But Varney's kind of stomping around. And he sees you guys, and he comes up and you've been gone a long time.
Well, we had to go pretty far.
Yes, we almost lost one.
Lost what?
Me, I got hurt pretty bad.
Oh, I'm glad you're okay. Did you get the stuff?
Oh,
You spice.
Well, that's where I kind of almost died. There's a ton of big old spiders in there, and you didn't mention that, and that was not cool of you.
But
Very not cool.
I didn't think there'd be spiders in there.
there was barely anything left,
And I want you to understand, I'm talking spiders bigger than me. Okay, it's not regular spiders. They were huge, and they bit me a lot. So just know that.
He kind of shakes his head, kind of.
I just say he's a bit of a baby. Don't worry about
Under
it.
his breath, he says, I wish we'd send a gnome. He says, well, thanks for doing what you can. Did you at least get something?
What? Wait.
Didn't
I
we
hear
get?
him say that under his breath.
Yeah, you hear, yeah.
I wish we'd sent a gnome.
Yeah.
What exactly do you think a gnome would have done that we wouldn't have done?
We have a way with animals. We may have been able to make our way in there and maybe gotten, I don't know.
Well, there wasn't much of anything left down there.
He says, I'm sorry. He kind of takes a minute. I apologize. I'm a little stressed. These Maru are walking, and they're storming through our place right now. And now they're telling us we gotta leave.
Yeah, that's what we're here to talk to you about. It might be best if you do leave.
He says, it's hard to explain, but we just can't leave.
Well, you're going to have to explain something here, because if there's not some overall circumstance of why you need to stay, we're going to get you out of here.
Because we can't defend you. It's a whole city of these guys and all the bug people.
Not to mention what your friends released on these people, and they're pretty pissed about it. And I believe they have every right to be upset.
He says, all right, follow me. And so he goes through this little foyer area, down the stairs, and in that hallway you guys were in before. You notice that the room where the pot and this pedestal, all this started, it's not there. It's not there. It's just a wall. It's as if it's just blends in with the surroundings. He takes you in one of the side rooms, and he shuts the door. And he says, I didn't think it was really important. Your job is to protect us. But things have changed. There's more reasons why we're here. I never really knew this growing up. I knew we had to leave for some reason. I was with my father when he died. He never said much about it, about what was so important about this place, but I could sense in his final days that he was starting to Well, he wasn't all there. And he started saying some things about how important this place was. And he told me about this, well, that room. He told me, well, he didn't tell me what was in there, but he told me how to get in there. And after he passed, I waited to speak with his spirit. I thought maybe I'd get more information out of him then. And he wasn't quite all there as a spirit, but there's more to this place than what we think it is. During the Shadow Age, and this is just what I got from him, his ghost. There was a lot of bad things walking around the world.
Yeah.
And the gods managed to, well, take care of it. And they have certain places around the world that they have sort of created as a sort of vault, a sort of a, well, very important location. That's what I've gathered, piecing it together from what he told me. And I believe this is one of those places.
Was it just here to contain that thing?
If it's like what I think it is, I think there's a lot more than just that one. I didn't know that's what was going to be in there. I didn't know it was going to be that kind of thing. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, weapons or magic things. I didn't know it was going to be that, which it might still be.
Why do you need weapons? Why do you need power if that's what you're wanting?
I don't need the power. I need to protect it. Now that this thing's out, it's going to attract other people to this place.
Why would anyone want to come here for that? I mean, look what happened to your buddies. Look what's happening to the bug people. They're just getting annihilated by this thing.
Yeah, and what if there's more than one of them in here?
Well,
What if there's a whole chamber of them?
to be fair, it was here the whole time you were gone, and nothing happened to it. Nothing happened until you showed up.
Said, any of you ever study any of the old writings?
No.
I don't think so. Did any of us? We don't
Is
know
there
what
like
he's
shakes
talking
his
about.
head no?
He
I
said,
didn't know anything about no old writings.
I'll just say which old writings.
just from things like writings from the gods. Maybe some of the ancients have written some things down.
I've studied stuff from Mithra, but that's because she's my god. But
Well, I don't know about Mithra, but some say, I don't know if I believe this or not, but some say that the gods, a lot of them, I guess, they're just regular folks, just powerful folks, and they helped fix this land. And a couple hundred years ago, this place was overrun with things like that thing that came out of the mountain.
Well, then, do you know how to find them? You said you've been studying it? Do you know who they are?
Who what is?
Well, you said they're just regular folks who, powerful regular folks. Where are they at?
No, I don't know. Do you know where? Have you spoken with Mithra?
no, God, I've never been able to. I don't know anyone that's been able to communicate with a god.
There you go. So I don't know. I
Um,
don't know if that's all true or not. I just know that there's something more important here than just being a home.
If that's the case, then why don't we take you to the Maru and maybe you can form an alliance? If you're going to be undertaking this, they're going to be here too, and they will be a really good friend, I would believe.
He says, I don't know if we can trust them. If
I look around.
you're in like a little room.
Yeah, I
there's
know.
none of them around.
I'm still just like, I'm here though.
He says, I spoke with one of their commanders, and he didn't let me say much. He just wanted me to. He just said, "Get out, or you're making you leave. You got 24 hours." That's all he said.
Oh, they told us 12 hours when we came up.
Well, it's 12.
Well,
It's about
12 hours.
About 12 hours now.
Oh, okay.
And I see the reason I'm telling you this, which I shouldn't be. But they're here now. There's a group of them down there rummaging around. I think they suspect something.
They suspect this is where that big monster came from.
They do suspect that.
Yeah,
And they
Yeah,
blame
right.
you guys for releasing it. So, I mean, they're pretty upset.
But what if they think this is one of those places that houses more of this stuff? And what if it is?
They just
And they come in here and they start using it.
Then they will do that.
I think they
It
likely
ruined the
not.
world last time. These things.
And how do you feel about having found it?
Well, we think it's best we keep it protected.
Well, I mean, you've done a real bad job of that already, and you've been here for 3 days. You weren't even here, and it already went to crap. So,
He says, I think, see that my father never told me any of this. And I think that might be the problem. He didn't get help from anyone. He just kept it secret. And it was my mistake. I decided to come look at it, I guess. I guess maybe I should have left it. But now that it's out, I don't know that it's safe to just leave it.
I think that they're gonna try to take care of it. And we told
what it
them
seems to
we
be.
told them that we'd look for it and try to take care of it.
Take care of what?
What you released?
What if there's like a dozen of those things, 100 of those things in here somewhere?
well, we did kind of go through everything already, and we didn't find anything.
How do you open the door over there, Vonnie?
He says that you got to tap at certain spots.
And have you done that?
There's a rhythm and a tap.
Have you tried that anywhere else down here?
Well, no. Why would I? Look what happened when we did it once.
Then what are your plans for being here?
Well, I think it's best we just keep things away from here.
But if you're
That's
the only
cat's
one,
out of the bag already.
Exactly.
If
We
you're
gotta
the-
protect it.
you're the only one who seems to know how to open the door, anyways.
Well, there's more than one way to get through a door.
True, I
If you
guess.
suspect.
Regardless of what you want or what we want you to do, like, we can't protect you from all these people.
If we can just buy time, we've got 36 more of us coming here, and they're gonna be here in 3 days.
I don't even know if that'll be enough.
These Maru have been living out here for a little while now. They're real experienced out here, and they seem pretty tough. Not to mention they have more than just them at their camp.
They have a whole like city set up. There's a ton of them.
And not to mention they're in league with all the bug people. They kind of control them.
There's a whole city of them.
Yes,
How do you know?
that's where we were.
You were at their city?
They
Yeah.
caught us when we came
They
out
caught
of
us.
the mine.
They saved
could
us,
have killed us.
actually.
You were talking to them?
Yeah.
Probably would have killed us if Ulf was not with us.
And what? Well, maybe you can talk some sense into them.
Why don't you come with us and explain what's going on?
I can't. I've already broken my father's vow of keeping this place secret already just to you guys.
Well, the vow's already broken, man. And
True.
you're gonna need, if you're gonna be up here anyway, you're gonna need some help. And that's a good source of help. Maybe if you explain to them what's going on, they'll be more out to help and let you, guard it up here and live up here.
And then what if they say we gotta go, and they just take it?
Well,
What if they
Well, they
what if
don't
they
seem-
find a way
they
to
don't-
use it?
They don't really seem interested in this place. They just seem interested in you not being here.
He says they're very interested in this place. He said there's 3 of them right now, further downstairs, rummaging through everything.
They had a what were they calling this place?
The Maru called it a Titan, and Elmira called it a beast.
Okay. It seemed to me like they didn't want anyone here. Like they keep people away from it already.
have you heard of it being called the Titan?
The word Colossus comes up in some of my notes.
See,
and that's what-
that just sounds so frightening to me. Why would you want to be here?
This is where we survived through the Shadow Age, our people. And so it protected us, it provided for us, it protected us through that.
Where do your people survive now?
Well, we're all over. We're all over Emir and with the elves.
All over, but not here.
We had to leave.
Why did you have to leave?
I didn't really get that out of him. He just, when I was a kid, he told me we just didn't have enough. We weren't able to protect it. And we had to leave.
Seems
How
like you
long?
might.
How long till your people get here?
It'll be in 3 days. They were leaving. They should be leaving Port Lalon today.
Has
like
anyone
this
gotten
morning.
here since we got here?
No gnomes have arrived, no.
You don't have that much time. Choice is yours, but if you don't leave, I have a feeling you are not going to be able to ever leave.
He says, well, what do you suggest then? Just leave this place? What if I can't just let this place go?
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we just go meet your people halfway and then come back with them?
I don't really want like a big giant war between you and them either.
The war is your call. You can either defend this place with everything you have, or you can leave. Doesn't seem like there's going to be an in-between.
Because I think we need to stay here and keep it safe. Unless you have some way of sealing it off, but I don't know that you would do any better than what's already been done.
I mean, it's already sealed off. It has like a special password and everything, right?
Yeah, but that was easy.
What if we used your... We got a couple of those bombs, didn't we?
You got 2 of them.
What if we just blew up the entrance to this place? Sealed it up?
I guess we can try.
I know it's not ideal, but I just don't see you winning this one.
He says if there's any way you could convince him to let us stay. We could pay him. You talk to
we
him.
can try, but it doesn't seem likely. Plus the fact that we can't get there and back within 12 hours.
Is Bearing here?
You haven't seen him.
Who's the guy?
Is there another one that looked like the one outside? Is he here?
No, there's the one outside doesn't look like Bearing, by the way. So,
Oh.
yeah, there's a couple more of them downstairs and a little rolly one.
The rolly one is not bearing, right?
No.
Bearing's kind of lanky.
I'll try to talk to them, but I have a feeling that this is going to come down to whether you want to fight them or not.
But we'll try talking.
He says, do you have any way of communicating? Because you won't be able to get there and back. I can't.
I can just go ask them.
Ask the ones outside?
Yeah.
They don't talk. I try. They don't talk.
They will talk to Ulf, most likely.
Yeah, I'll just go see what they say.
Okay.
They'll talk to our guy with -3 charisma.
Hey guys, how's it going? How's the weather?
It's awfully rusty out here, isn't it?
Oh man, humidity really corroding up my joints.
So
Ulf
leaves.
Are we gonna go?
Are you going out there to talk with Wolf?
Yeah.
Are you going up or down?
Down to the. We already know the one outside isn't the guy.
I'll go with you. And if you want me to leave, just give me a signal.
Okay.
Go with you.
It's probably best if like everyone doesn't go.
I mean,
I agree, but I didn't want you to go alone.
Okay. Well,
I
let's
can
go
stay
then.
behind.
Okay, so the three of you go. As you walk out the door, Varney says to the two of you, stay in. He says, what would you do if you think this might be one of those places? And now everyone around here knows something's going on here. So if they manage to control this, what then? Like we could just turn this over to them, and this could we could destroy everything again.
I don't know. I just honestly hope it's. Hopefully, what your friends released already is all that will come out of here. But like, I don't know what's here. Like you, I'm like you. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to put the fate of this area and maybe more in hope. I don't know. We'll see what they say. And you guys, the three of you that are left, you head downstairs, down a couple more rows of stairs. There was 3 layers of this place, and the 3rd floor is where that machine or that sort of foundry and all that room was.
Okay.
And in there, and you can see that there's 3 Maru that are in there. There's one that looks just like Ulf. There's another kind of like I'm trying to find different ways of describing robots. A little bit more of a chunkier and shorter version of Ulf, and then there's one that's sort of like maybe Zarik size, but he rolls around on treads.
Okay.
That was the one that was at the village.
Looks
only
like
one of those, right?
Looks like it. You only saw one in the village, but looks similar.
Okay.
And they're snooping around this pretty heavily, and they stop and they look at you. Says, "What are you doing out here?"
Coming to talk to you?
What do you want?
Why exactly do you guys want them to leave?
Because this is our land. They don't belong here.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna do with this land? What if they like bought it from you?
That's not for me to decide, but what we do with our land is our business.
Fair enough. But do you have a way to contact?
Do you work for them, the gnomes?
Yeah, right now I do. Yes.
Is there more of you?
More like me? No, just me.
He says, "Have you I heard there was one in town. Is that you?" And I heard there was a Maru with some a following.
Oh yeah, that was me.
We love Ulf.
He says, "Did you speak with Spline?"
Yeah, I did speak with Spline.
And you still decided to stay with these gnomes?
Well, I'm not staying with them. I'm just trying to avoid a bunch of people dying for no reason.
Well, I mean, if they just leave, there won't be anyone dying.
He's very adamant about staying, and I don't really know why. I'm just trying to avoid a fight.
Well, that's up to him. You know, we could use good soldiers on our side.
Well, I mean,
He is focused solely on Ulf. He pays no attention to the other two of you.
I'm looking at. Are they carrying anything?
One of them has a bag, but they don't have anything in their hands. The little guy has like a little pick in his hand. As you know, his hand is sort of in the shape of a pick.
Okay.
He's a mining robot.
But they aren't carrying any weapons or anything?
Yeah, they do. They are carrying, well, the stockier one, the middle one, that's short, middle, tall. The middle one does have a sword on his side. The one that Ulf is speaking with has very thick hands, very thick arms.
So
Oh, he's like a
the
boxer.
middle one has a sword, the small one has a pick, and the tall one has the bag.
The
And
the
big
stocky
meaty
one,
arm.
stocky one has the bag.
The
Middle one.
has both the sword and the bag.
Yeah.
So the tall one just has thick hands, and the bottom one has the pick hand.
Right.
Okay.
It's like a little pick, like a house hammer.
Can I see what's in the bag?
No, it's sealed up, or it's shut.
How big?
It's like a backpack.
Oh, okay.
Something's in it. Not sure what though.
Okay.
Well, I probably plan when I'm done here to go home. Like, I might stay for a little while, but
Can we talk with just you?
yes.
He looks at the elf and the kobold.
Yeah.
I'll
head
look
out.
at Ulf.
Oh yeah, I'll look it up first.
What? Why are you looking at me?
Is this all right?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. If they want to just talk to me, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll leave.
We'll be just outside.
Okay.
You go outside.
And I look at you and I go,
I don't know if you know what that means.
He looks at you and he says, "Where are you from?"
I am from the Ursine Kingdom. Way north of here.
Is there more of us there?
Was there? I think I was the only one in my
Rare.
backstory. I
Yeah.
was rare. Yeah. They're not common. I was one of very few.
You're welcome to stay here with us. I'm sure Spline already told you this. Why would you choose to not stay with us?
Yeah. I mean, I like the people I was with before I came here.
Have they treated you fairly?
Yeah, extremely. They taught me how to make things.
Says,
I work with them.
How much do you trust these gnomes?
I mean, I haven't been around them that long. I was hired, but they seem all right. They seem really nice.
They said anything about these tunnels?
Not a lot. They just said it was their ancestral home. The guy who's leading it, apparently him and his dad used to live here, and that's the only reason he wants to come back.
He ponders for a second. He says, my name's Sprocket, by the way.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. My name's Ulf.
He says, why did they release that?
I think that the party that went ahead of them didn't know what they were doing, and I don't think anyone here knows what they're doing. I thought we were just coming to a mountain. I didn't realize there was anything in it. I thought it was going to be like an abandoned town.
He says, there's stories about this mountain. The Kreen won't even come up here. They're scared of it.
Everyone's got a different name, it seems.
Yeah, the Titan?
Yeah, and Omira called it a beast.
Omira.
Omira?
Is that hag back?
Well, she was following us through the forest a while back, and we talked to her.
I hadn't seen her in a while.
She offered to help one of our friends.
Stay away from her.
Oh, what'd she do?
She is our enemy.
Oh,
Every chance she gets, she attacks us.
Was it because she was first? And this is her land?
No, she's just a hag that lives in the woods. She eats all sorts of things, but she attacks us for no reason, just for fun, I guess. She ravages our Kreen camps.
Wow.
Oh, have you guys tried talking to her?
I didn't think she could talk.
She seemed normal-ish.
Normal? You call that normal?
She just looked like an elf lady. Like, she just...
Elf.
Yeah?
She's no elf.
That's what she looked like.
This is like tall and lanky, kind of green skin, real long hair.
Is that what she looked like? That's not what she looked like,
Fangs.
dude. Fangs? No? No fangs?
How much of this can I hear, by the way?
Give me a perception check.
19.
Yeah, you can pick up. You can't hear nothing, David.
David, roll a 1.
Yeah.
He's not even sure
You can
if he has
hear.
ears.
You can hear everything he's saying. He's not talking quietly. So with 19, you can hear everything. He says, "It must be. You must be thinking of something different. Someone different."
Well, she said her name was Omira, but maybe she was an imposter. I don't know.
Well,
Regardless, if this place, are you guys protecting this place?
no.
Oh,
Protecting? Why would we protect this?
I don't know if everyone thinks it's got like some big bad or something.
It's just stories.
Oh, but like a monster did get released from it, right? On
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Do you know
Well, it's
anything
not
else?
here.
You heard anything? You heard anything else? You said they don't know what they're doing here.
I mean, he just wants to come back because it's where his family's from. I think is the only.
He says, "Do you know where where they found it at?" I haven't even seen any. Unless, I mean, there's some old camps, some rags in here.
It was like in a jar, I think, or a vase, or some kind of pot, and they broke it on accident, and it came out and killed them all.
Do you know where that pot is? Is it still here?
I think the pot got all swept up and thrown away. Well, after we scraped them off the floor.
Can you show me?
Yeah, I guess.
I want to just like to see that pot.
You want me to just go get it? Well, actually, I don't know if they still have it, but
I'll come with you. So he looks to the other two and tells them to keep working. And starts following you.
okay.
After you.
I'll take them up there.
Okay.
I'm going to hide as they come out.
Okay, roll it. Well, you can hide in a different room. You're fine. You don't roll it.
Okay.
Okay, so he follows
I'm
you.
just kind of standing there.
Okay, I'll take him up there.
The other two, Maru in the room, the little pick guy is kind of like he's clearly searching for something in the walls. He's tinking the walls with his pick, and then hitting the machine a little bit, like he's searching for a stud or something. And then the other guy is kind of feeling his hands along the wall and along the machine.
I'll just ask this guy too. I'm like, why are you so interested in the pot?
I've been told to bring back anything I find. That might be interesting, and well, that would be interesting.
Okay, fair enough. So go back up.
Okay.
Go in.
In where?
Inside where that pot was.
That room is sealed off.
Oh,
Looks
is
like,
it sealed again?
Just looks like a wall. Yep.
Oh, I knew that before I told him to take it.
Yep.
Oops.
So where are you
my
going with
bad.
this?
My bad. I didn't. I had totally forgotten. Honestly. Just.
He follows you up there.
I get up there to the door and I'm like, wait a minute. I think they sealed the room off. Actually, I can show you that.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'll just take him in there
To the wall.
to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just show him the wall.
Yep. I'm like, this is where it was. I think.
This wall? He taps. He taps it.
Yeah.
Sounds solid. As if there was it was behind this wall.
Well, there was a room, but there isn't now.
You can see him
I
processing.
don't know how any of this works.
Also giving it up in there.
Is there anything else that stood out to you? Like, do you normally see walls that turn into rooms? That happen in the Ursine Kingdom?
No, but we are also yeah. I mean, there is magic in the Ursine Kingdom.
Any more magic here?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not really a magic guy. I'm more of a tinker with things guy.
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, like weapons.
What kind of weapons?
Any kind of weapon, I suppose. Not it.
You make them?
I
fix them?
can make them. I can fix them. I can make them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what your job was?
That's what my job was. Yeah.
And like, what sorts of weapons do you work on?
Like really new stuff, like this, and I'll pull out one of the guns that I have.
He takes a step back, and you can see his robot eyes go wide, glow a little brighter.
Did Zarik go with you guys, or is he still standing here?
Well, I would have gone.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, if Zarik follows, then he'll kind of look at Zarik and say, "Can you leave us, please?"
Okay. And then I'll head back to Saren.
And he looks at you and he says, "You make those?"
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you need some specialty tools to make something like this, but you can make a more basic version of it with less tools.
He says, "We could use someone like you in our town, Rithid. If you're that skilled."
Do you guys want, like, to do a trade?
Like what?
I can show you how to make basic firearms, and you guys can leave the gnomes alone, maybe?
You like these gnomes that much?
I mean, I don't have anything against them is the main thing. Like, I don't see the need to just randomly attack them, and if they're not really hurting anything, does it matter if they're here?
They are hurting, though.
Well, I told Spline that we could go and take care of the thing that they released.
You are strong enough to take care of that?
I wouldn't know until I saw it.
He says that thing has decimated 4 of our Kreen villages.
Oh.
I got reports this morning that it hit the Kobold camp out east of here.
Well, the kobolds are kind of a pushover. We fought them in the forest on the way back.
How many? Kobolds aren't strong when there's one of them, but in greater
There was,
numbers.
There was like 8 of them. They weren't the same color as our kobold.
Okay. Is your kobold good? You trust him?
I don't really know him that well. He just talks about being old. Is the only thing he talks about.
He says, "What about that elf down there? What do you know about him?"
Which one's the elf? Isaac. Oh, okay. He seems all right. He seems nice enough. I don't. He's like a sneaky guy, I guess. It's like his thing.
Sneaky.
Well, like he likes to sneak. He likes to hide behind things.
Quick cut to me just watching these other 2 robots.
He said, and that big guy you follow around with.
Oh, he just punches stuff. That's his thing.
He's not from around here.
Well, none of us are from around here. He just kind of grumbles and punches stuff. That's all he does. It's fine.
And then you have one other, the human.
Oh yeah, he's just like a religious nutter who doesn't attack things. So he seems nice.
One of your nutters.
He says, "So you're just here. You don't know what you're doing. You're just here working for these gnomes."
Well, I mean,
how much do they pay you?
How much are they paying us?
50,
out of character.
50 gold.
50 gold for the week, or however long it is.
Oh, okay. 50 gold a piece for the week.
And what do you plan on doing after this? After that week?
Well, I don't know yet. I was gonna go home, but I might just stick around with you guys for a little while.
You just came out here to get 50 gold and gonna go back?
Yes. That's what getting hired is, I suppose.
It says, this isn't really my position to say, but if you trust the rest of them, we could probably work something out. You could work for us. I mean,
they seem nice enough. I thought about that, like, if we could... But they said we only have 12 hours, and that's not enough time to make it back to talk to Spline.
For they have to get out of here?
Yeah, they only had 12 hours before they had to leave, and that's not enough time to actually, like, negotiate anything.
Well, Bering will be here in a few more hours. He has the power to negotiate.
Okay, well, guess I'll just talk to him when he gets here.
Oh, I'll put in a good word for you.
You want to see the gun in action?
Yes.
All right, well,
yes.
let's go outside. It's not an indoor weapon, that's for sure.
Follows you out as you walk by the room where Saren, Krog, and Varney are. The door's cracked, and you can see them. Varney kind of giving you a little bit of a stink eye as you walk by.
Jeez.
As you
dang.
I would like to spy on these 2 robots on the bottom while he's having this conversation.
Okay.
What are they doing?
They're chatting about, like, they're trying to figure out how it works. How the machine works, yeah. One of them, the stocky guy is talking to the Rolly guy. Well, Stocky and Rolly, we'll call him. Stocky's like, you see any power over there? And he's like, no wires over there. No. You got any? They're very confused about how this thing works. It's just sort of like just set in the wall, and that's really as far as they can get.
Huh.
They seem to be very confused about, and they're spending all their time on.
Do I ever see Ulf again? Like when
Yeah,
getting
you
ready
see,
to
he goes back
showcase
down.
his gun.
He goes back down the hall, and he's going outside with Sprocket here.
I'll head back towards him.
After a moment or two of watching them fiddle with it, I will walk into the room and say, "How's it going?"
Well, what are you doing here?
Just checking in on you.
No. Just go about your business. They both stop what they're doing.
Say, Sprocket wanted me to make sure you guys were still working. Is everything okay?
Give me a deception.
Oh no. Yeah.
17.
He says, "Who's he think he is? Of course we're still working."
Any progress to report? I'm going up to tell him now.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And the little guy speaks up and says, "It's gonna be a while."
What do you mean it's going to be a while? I think
Wait,
he wants results quicker.
Well, if he can tell Sprocket to come down here if he wants to ask.
You have no leads at all?
Just why is Sprocket sending you to do the work?
I think he's busy talking to Ulf.
Okay, well, just tell him everything's fine. If he needs, he can come out and talk to us. You get the sense that they like for a minute they had you, and then they realized, wait a minute, this is not a Maru. Why are we talking to this guy?
Okay. I will turn around and leave then.
Okay. Let me change.
All right.
I think kill my stream here is this map's too big. Go back to I forgot I was still at this one.
Too many objects
trees
to load. Yeah, too many trees.
There we go.
Each tree is like 5 individual parts.
Yeah, they're big trees.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go outside with Sprocket.
Zarik's there.
To the ledge. Zarik follows along. And Sprocket looks at you and he says, "It's alright if he follows us?"
I mean, yeah, he's not going to do anything, I don't think. I mean, I've already shot this thing in front of them a few times.
I just say I'm just here to observe.
He says,
Make sure nothing bad happens.
He starts to say something and he stops. He walks up to the ledge where this tower is. On the edge over here. By now it's just like twilight, sunset, pretty dark outside. And he says, "All right, let's see it."
All right.
You up at the edge there, Zarik?
Yeah, I'll be.
Following along with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, over the edge, I'll just point and...
You get ready to fire your shot over the edge, and you look down as you're getting ready to shoot, and you see this kind of like blue glow. There's a person, very blue glowy person. You can't tell who it is, but it's very far down at the ground. This is kind of a cliff, and it goes down at the ground at your feet. At the base of this mountain, there's a blue glowy person.
I'm about to shoot, and I'll look up at Sprocket, and I'll... You see that down there?
And he looks at it. He says, "I'll be right back."
Push him over.
And he
all our problems are solved.
and he runs down the ledge to talk with the guard at the door. And then the guard with the door runs down the mountain. And he comes back to you. He's like, "All right, well, we're checking it out."
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, and I'll just shoot a shot.
Okay, so boom, it goes off. The blue glowy person starts moving away, slowly drifting away, and you see something else was standing there as well that you notice as it moves away from that blue glowy thing.
Oh, there's a glowy thing and another person there?
And another thing there, yeah. And as you fire the shot, you see it move. You don't really tell what it is. It's too dark, but you can tell something down there is moving, and it runs off.
Does it look like a ghost? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
I mean, once I heard a gunshot, I would start sprinting towards it. How long does it take me to get there?
Yeah, it takes you a couple minutes. It didn't take that long. If you're at the very bottom, it's gonna take you a couple minutes.
I'll ask Sprocket. I'm trying to like, he's interested. I'm trying to lube up this deal. I'm like, you want to try to shoot it?
Okay.
I'll hand it to him.
He hands his hand over, and he kind of holds it. He's like, not quite sure where to hold it. He's kind of shaky. He doesn't know what he's doing with it.
I'll help him out a little bit.
Yeah, and he boom fires a shot off, and he says, "Wow, this is ancient technology, right?"
I don't. Yeah, I mean, a little. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't know if they have developed this themselves or where they learned it. They just taught me how to make them.
There's one of us in our town can do this, but it like comes out of his chest.
He's got a gun in his chest.
Yeah, is that what you call it? Yeah.
That would be extremely interesting to look at.
It's pretty neat. It's loud.
Oh, it works still?
Yeah, we've he kind of pauses for a second. Yeah, we can fix things.
Does it use like? I'll pull out one of the spent shots we just took. The little shell, the little casing. I'm like, does it use these, or is it like you pour the powder in?
No, I think it just uses a shard.
A shard? A shard? What's that?
You don't know what a shard is?
No.
Just it just makes things work.
It just makes things work.
Yeah, just
like
it's ancient technology. You can tell he's kind of starting to like stutter, and you get the sense he's not sure he should be saying all this stuff. It's just another ancient technology that we use.
Oh, that sounds super interesting too. I always have to work to fix stuff.
Am I there yet?
Yeah, you come running up, but after this.
Running out. The hand crossbow drawn. Are you okay, Ulf?
Put my
yeah.
hands
Says,
on
whoa, easy there. Put it down.
We're fine. I was just showing him.
Okay. I'll put it away and go back inside.
Varney comes stomping out. What in tarnation?
What in tarnation you doing out here, boy?
I'll just, if I can meet Varney on the way out, I'll say, Varney, I need to talk to you.
Okay. He's kind of muttering under his breath.
Okay, I want to go. If I can get him back in that room,
He'll follow if you ask him.
So what's the machine down there for?
Down in the bottom level.
Yeah.
It's just where we make jewelry.
What does the machine do?
It makes jewelry. It takes the rocks and smashes them. It's kind of like an all-in-one unit. We can mine. We have the mines, and we would go and grab there's various things from there, but mostly we would grab, coal and iron, and there's a lot of gems in there as well, and some we get some dust as well, but we don't really use that too much.
Is that all it does?
Yeah, it melts it down, and then it kind of all in one, and it smashes it, and we can work it into the jewelry, and then we go sell it at the market.
Could you describe how to make it do anything? Just something that looks like it's doing something.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm trying to get him to tell me how to make it operate, but I don't care about the whole thing. I just want it to move, to have some sort of action when I press a button or something. So can you tell me how to do that?
Well, I mean, it should be levers and down there. Just you pull the lever and it'll bring in it'll melt the metals and it'll forge it. It kind of goes down the line.
Does it have to have something loaded into it? Is there any lever you can pull to where it just does something?
Well, you need to have something.
Having anything?
No, you need to have something in it.
Do you have anything on you that I could put in it?
There might be some There's probably some or some leftover stuff down there. We had a room down that had a... We used to. I don't know. I think it's still there.
There's two Maru down there, giving it a once over.
Don't let them hurt it. That's our business.
All you do is pull the lever?
I mean, it's a whole operation. You got you got to melt it first, and then I mean, you know how it's like smithing and smelting. It's all that kind of stuff. It's a gnome invention. It just does everything kind of all at once. It kind of goes down the lines. It melts it, and then it pours it out into whatever mold you want, and then you can smash it. It's very ingenious design.
This guy's tooting
I just
his own
wanted to
horn a little
melt
bit
something. Is it just pull the lever?
Yeah, just put it in the first bay and then pull the lever, and it should do it for you.
Okay. I'm going to go down there. See if those robots are still tinking around.
Still doing. As soon as they stop. Oh, you again. What is it now?
Why are you wasting your time down here? You still haven't figured this out?
His robot eyes squint.
Is there any? I glance around. Is there anything I can throw in the bay?
Yeah, there's some rocks and ore sitting in the corner.
I'll
sitting like stuff has fallen out.
So what are you looking to learn from this?
It's our business.
Look, it only does one thing, and I'll go grab some ore, throw it in the bay, pull the lever, see what happens.
Okay, so it starts to kind of vibrate, and you can feel the heat start building on the thing, almost like a you get a sense of you're not sure how it's doing it, but it gets hot, it gets really hot, and you can start to see a little bit of metal start to kind of melt out of the rocks that are in that pile you threw in there. Just a tiny bit of metal in there. You're not quite sure how it works. It just gets hot.
Okay.
Almost.
See, it's just from melting down metal.
Out of character, almost induction-like.
Okay. So that's all it's for. You can stop wasting your time in this room now.
He says, well, we know what the gnomes say it does. Look.
I just showed you what it does.
Look, shouldn't you be elsewhere?
There's nothing for me to do right now. I just want to know why you're still here.
Why are you still here?
Because I'm being paid to be here.
Well, that's the same thing for me. It's my job. I'm trying to figure out how this thing works. How's it work? You so smart.
I just showed you
how
how
to do
works.
that. Where's the power?
If you can't figure that out, what are you hoping to learn from it? I'm trying to make it appear as though it's completely obvious that I know how this thing works.
He says, there's no way to... He kind of starts stuttering, and the little guy, it needs some sort of power to work. What's it doing? How's it doing that?
I'll just turn around and walk out. You guys, just keep wasting your time then, and I'll walk out.
Door shuts behind you.
Go back to running. I tried to get him out of there, but they didn't go for it.
They weren't buying my bullcrap.
Ulf, at the top of the mountain, you can see that one of the guards has gone over there with a couple of kreen. They're looking around. The ghost-like thing has moved off and kind of out of your sight to the west.
Okay.
Can I try and take a look at it? Roll a perception check.
Well, you can perceive as much as you want. You can't see from... It's gone behind the mountain.
Okay.
And they all go back to where it disappeared to.
Okay. Well. Oh. Woo. Okay. So I guess
also
we're just waiting on...
from up here. I forgot to tell you this when you got here, but there you can see that smoke that you guys saw whenever you left the town. You passed it on your west on the way here. It was a little ways out, and from the top of the mountain, it's twilight, so you can kind of get an idea of where it is. It's mostly gone out by now, and so there's just a little bit of a haze over in that direction now. But it's everyone give me a wisdom. Well, the two of you that are on this ledge, give me a wisdom check. That would be
Yeah, shift me up to the other board.
Ulf and Zarik. Oh, I didn't move you guys over here.
A wisdom check.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no,
Oh,
my
no.
wisdom is terrible.
Maybe a wisdom
Mine
or
too.
maybe a nature if nature's better. That'll work too.
My nature is better.
I'll use my nature then.
Nature's a wisdom anyway, isn't it?
That's
Nature's
pretty
an
good.
int.
Nature's int.
9.
So,
I got
Zarik, you're not quite sure where that's coming from, but Ulf, you can kind of figure that that's about where Omira was when she took it back to her hut.
Oh, okay.
That's that little
smoke.
smattering of trees over there. That's about where that is.
Okay. Well, anyways. So you said Bearing is going to be here soon?
He'll be here in the morning.
Okay, well, I guess we're just waiting on him now.
After a little while, Rick's gonna go to bed.
Yeah, it's getting dark. The two Maru are still in that room. After a while, Sprocket makes his way down there as well.
I'm about to say, yeah, I'll ask him. Do you need help trying to figure out what that thing downstairs is?
Well, we know what the gnomes say it is. They said anything about it?
Oh, no? What did the gnome say it is?
I say it's to make jewelry. It's
Oh.
like a smithy and forge all in one, but this is the reason we're interested. There's a lot more here than we think there is, than what it looks like.
Oh, well, I can maybe help you take a look.
You might be better served asking some questions. See, since he seems to trust you, you work for him. Maybe he'll-
Well, when I walked past the door with you, he didn't seem to... He wasn't giving me a good look anymore.
Why? Why would he not give you a good look?
Uh,
Did he used to?
I mean, he used to be neutral, I suppose. I mean, he's probably still is. I can go ask him if you want.
Just between me and you,
Okay.
this mountain,
Yeah.
which many of the tribes around here, some have been here longer than we have, they refer to it as different names. Titan, which is what we've called it. There's other folks that call it the Beast.
Yeah.
Some call it the Living Mountain. I think is one that the Kobold translates to. And then, which big deal.
Yeah.
But then now this thing comes out of it. This shade
Monster,
morph
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
And now we're here and we find this machine that they say makes jewelry, but we don't know how that works. We know how things work. We know how machines work. And yet there's one down there that has no way of working.
Well, I mean...
And
considering what
then you tell me
Okay.
there's a room that isn't a room anymore that housed this thing that attacked.
Have you thought that, like... Well, there's a couple of things that are going through my mind. One is, I mean, you said you had a magic crystal that automatically made things work. That's kind of like the same thing, right? You don't really know how that works, right?
It still requires some sort of mechanism to run the thing. You can't just put that in a wall and then make it and then it works. There's still gears and machinery.
Even with the crystal?
Well, for one, yes, and for two, there's no way that the power needed to run that a crystal's not going to do that. A shard is not going to do that.
Or maybe it's like a really big shard.
Those don't exist.
Oh. Do out of this conversation, do I know what power is like me?
I don't think you do.
Okay. I'll ask him. Do you know what makes us powered?
He kind of smiles at you and says, "That's a conversation we can have at another time.
Okay.
It's a big conversation."
Okay, fair enough. I don't really know how it works. The bears got me working, so
Well,
regardless.
you're alive.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just sometimes it takes a little extra effort, but you're as alive as anyone else. More so, in my opinion.
I didn't even think about this. Do I remember going Terminator mode in the spider cave?
That's up to you.
I'm gonna say I do remember. I know that something happened, but I don't know what happened. I'll ask him if he knows anything about that.
About, yeah, well, yeah, we all have that.
Oh. Well, what is that? This part of the other conversation that I can't have
Yeah,
right
that's
now?
a bigger conversation than right here amongst. He looks over at the kobold.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
in bed
yeah.
probably by now.
He looks at everyone else around.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But I guess my other observation is if, you know, if all this bad stuff comes from here, maybe like it should just be left alone.
Well, the only bad thing that came from here was that shade morph.
Well, what if there's more of those here? And how did you know what it was called? I've never seen one of those ever.
Now, there's stories. Some of us. What do you remember? How far back do you remember?
I remember from when I woke up recently, like in the last few years.
Oh. Okay. Well, some of us have been awake a lot longer than that.
Do they remember everything?
A lot of things.
No. Is there any way to like recover memory?
Maybe. That's something we could do in Rithid, if it's possible.
If you could do that, I'm even more interested in that than the other things you've said.
He says, he kind of moves you to the side away from anyone listening. And he says, not everyone likes what they see whenever they remember things. And it doesn't work on everyone either.
Oh, okay. Well,
But, just a warning.
all right. Well, I'm still interested. Like, even if I don't like it, it would be nice to know.
You seem content here, for whatever reason. But it may change the way you see things.
Well, if it changes the way I see things, maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just wait for Bering to show up in the morning and talk to him.
Okay.
I do want to talk to Barney one more time.
Okay. Sprocket goes back downstairs.
Get Barney alone somewhere and say, they're going to continue to look through that machine. What is that all it does? They seem to want to know exactly how it works.
He says, "Well, I helped load things in there when I was a kid. I didn't think it was anything more than that. I don't know. It's just some ingenious gnomish design we made years ago, I guess."
Do you know how it works?
Well, yeah, you put the rocks in, you pull the lever, and it gets hot, and it melts it, and then it
That's
forms.
That's how to operate it. Do you know how it works?
Oh, no, I don't really mess with that. I tinker with things. I make the toys, but I never mess with something that big.
Well, odds are they're going to figure something out down there. Is there anything you need to tell me before they figure it out?
Nothing else to tell you. I don't know. Why you think this is?
he
You think
being
it's?
upfront with me?
Yeah, he seems to be.
Okay,
He says, "You think is there something else you think that's going on down there?"
I don't know, but it seems like they aren't going to leave there until they figure it out.
Well, I don't know. Just maybe above them, we're gnomes. We make some pretty crafty things. My father, he should have seen some of the things that he made. Even with all my years making these toys and trinkets, I still don't know how that works. My uncle, he would dabble with these. Well, you saw some of them. Well, you ever gave me the stuff that you got out of those mines? Did you ever get the gun? The big long tube?
We couldn't find one. All we found was 2 of the other things.
That was my uncle's stuff also. He made those. Dangerous stuff. But effective.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that you weren't holding out on me.
Anybody? I'm gonna go round those up. Those 2 bombs.
I think Ulf has them.
He goes to you, Wolf, and asks for them.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here.
He asks for them away from anyone else is looking at you. Stuffs them in a bag quickly.
Okay, yeah, I'll go down. Like, I'm assuming I'll go down to meet everyone if he asks for them then.
And he says, Varney says to you, look, if the Maru asks you anything, just don't tell him anything.
I mean, I haven't told him anything.
You were standing over there by our secret wall. What were you saying to him over there?
I just told him it was a wall and that there used to be something there.
You told him it was a secret?
I mean,
Told him
they
there's
seem
something-
to already know.
They knew that there was something behind there?
They knew that there was bad things here because no one wants to come here. Like, literally nobody wants to be here. Nobody that was here before them wants to be here. The witch in the forest doesn't want to be here. The bug people don't even want to walk up the mountain. Everyone hates this place.
Well, that's a little bit my aunt. Well, we were part of it too. We made little rumors about this place. Kind of spread them out amongst the village, and it managed to make its way out that there was some monster here, and the mountain was alive. We told all kinds of stories.
It wasn't really a rumor, though, right? There was a monster here.
Well, I didn't know. No, not that. Like, the mountain was a monster.
Oh,
And
okay.
you'd die if you came here, and it worked. It kept. That was something that my aunt came up with. Whenever we left, we spread it around not too long before we left.
The Maru don't seem to really care. I don't know if the witch cares. She just told us what it's got a bunch of nicknames. The Beast, the Titan.
Okay. I don't know about the witch. I don't know what this witch is.
Oh, she's just a nice lady in the jungle, in the forest.
Your insistence that this lady is nice is cracking me
I
up.
never met any nice witches, but I don't think I've ever met a witch before. Okay.
She seemed all right. You guys are overthinking it.
Okay. Well, just next time they talk to you, just have them talk to me.
Well, someone's coming in the morning that we might be able to negotiate with.
Oh?
Yeah.
Like what?
I mean, you just said to let them talk to you.
Well, if you got some sort of negotiation, then maybe you're right.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna stay here, I think that you're gonna have to negotiate with them.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll probably
Yeah,
just.
I'm willing to pay. I've got money.
Because I mean, like, you seem nice and everything, but I don't want to die for this place.
Well, I don't want to die for this place either, but I think this place is pretty important.
Well, we'll see what they say in the morning, I guess.
Okay. Good night, or whatever you do.
Yeah. Good night.
He walks off. He goes to the gnomes have sort of little cubby area, and there's a spot for you there too.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll sit down and power down or whatever.
Okay. Anyone on watch?
I'll
Be
take
first watch.
No, I feel pretty safe. There's all these robots here guarding us.
So you've got there's There's one that's sort of patrolling the outside,
18.
which David sees, Zarik sees easily down the mountain. There's a lot of there's more guards on that side where that ghost-like thing was.
Mm-hmm.
You see that they've pulled another group of Kreen down there with them. Still just one Maru down there. You can see him shining in the moonlight. You got one by the door, and those other the 3 inside are still down in the basement or in the lower level. And anyone with Zarik on the first watch?
Yeah, I rolled a 23.
Okay.
I'll do a last watch if needed.
Okay. So you see, both of you see this. Over to your, you can kind of see southwest. You saw those trees violently shaken last time you were here. You see it again. Those trees just violently shake for just like 5 seconds. A group of them. And then they kind of, like something big is moving through the trees. They're shaking violently. And then it passes. And then all's quiet.
You see that, Zarik?
Do you reckon to know what it is?
It's about 3-4 hour walk that way.
Zarik's picking up your accent. Did you hear that? That was great. You reckon you know what that is there, boy?
I have no clue what that is.
Okay.
Well, as long as it's not coming this way.
Sleep it out. Sleep through the night, dude.
Okay, near the end of your watch, you that was near the beginning of the watch. Near the end of the watch, you hear very faint voices, screams, way off in the distance in that direction. Also, just a couple of like yelps. You hear a couple of yips, almost not dog-like, but I guess kind of coyote-like.
Okay.
I think it might be that slime thing again.
I'll keep an eye out that way.
Are you on the first watch, Francisco?
Or no, I was on the last.
Okay.
I don't know if this.
This is the first watch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, second watch. Who's on second?
I'll inform them what we saw.
What's the deal with? Because I have to like trance for 4 hours. Does that have to be consecutive?
No. Just
Okay.
like a normal sleep.
I'll take second watch then.
Okay. Roll me perception.
Hey, that's not bad.
The only really that stands out to you, there's some weird noises starting to pop up from the west. Some howls and some like gargling sounds. Then it all goes quiet. You figure probably about a 30-minute walk south of you, where you guys were encountered by the kobolds before. You see some little black specks moving quickly across that field, kind of bouncing from tree group to tree group, and just stand up there looking at them. 5-10 seconds, you're spotting. There's probably a dozen of them just in that time.
I'll just keep an eye on it, see if I can tell anything more.
It goes on for about it comes in waves. There's a big group of them, then there's a couple more, and then a big group, and it goes for 30 minutes. There's this.
And they're like specs, you say? Can I tell by the? Can I tell if it's like bipedal or quadrupedal or?
Nah, with that perception, you're only getting just that there's something out there. It's too dark to really figure out what it is.
Okay.
Or how big it is. It's a lot of something.
And it's, where did you say?
It's about where you encounter the kobolds when you're on your way up south.
Okay. All right.
Round 3.
I will inform Krog.
Okay. All right. What do I roll again?
Perception.
Okay.
You have disadvantage, so you can't see in the dark.
You can't see.
Oh, dang it.
Bummer, dude.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
you're
I need to have
you're all supposed to get disadvantage, I think. because dark vision's only like 60
Oh
feet.
no.
I have that twilight.
Is it 300 feet? Is that what yours is?
Yeah.
I don't see nothing.
I need to install headlights behind my eyes. Wang. Turn them on.
Krog. That's the only
Yes.
one. Only third watcher is Krog.
Yeah, I
Wolf
stayed
is
inside.
just powering down for the entire night.
Yeah, I was like, there's a bunch of robot guards already out there. I didn't feel the need to.
So you hear a voice. So what are you gonna do? To your left, you don't see anything. The rocks are talking to you, as far as you can tell.
Okay. Who's there?
It's me. Oh, Myra. I see your eyes fixed.
What are you doing here?
I'm talking to you. What are you gonna do? The Maru don't like you being here.
You're not really wanted here either.
Why? What'd I do?
It seems like some people don't like you either.
Don't like me?
I don't like you.
Oh, you're just saying that. How could you not like me?
I think you should leave.
Look, maybe I can help you out. Seems like you got all buddy-buddy with these little folks, these little gnomes. Maybe I can give you a hand.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, they want the Maru. The Maru are coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want that to happen. What do you think?
I think I shouldn't be talking to you.
You know what I think? I think you're the smart one of the group. And that you should be doing all the decisions. I bet if you made up your mind and you walked in there and you said, we're doing this, I bet they'd listen to you.
I stand up at that moment. And do I see her?
Give me a perception check. You know where she's at.
Right.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
No, take it. Hold on.
Close your eyes and use echolocation.
There's one good
Okay, that's one. And okay. So what? 19.
You can kind of see the silhouette of her hair and like the side of her face. So you are, where are you at here?
I'm
You're right here.
where?
Gotcha.
Where am I? Oh.
On the edge here.
Uh-huh.
And she is like right here, kind of like clinging to the edge of the rock.
Okay.
And you
if
can
I
just,
see
you
that,
can just kind of see the side of her face. She's really well. She's well hidden there. She's like, whoa, what you doing? We're just having a chat. Don't draw any attention here.
I say, I made it clear you should go.
Says, all right, but when you're dying to these Maru, you're gonna wish you'd listen to me.
And then I just glare at her.
She's like, I was right. You are the smart one. And she kind of crawls, mountain climbs her way up the mountain. And you can hear some rocks tumbling, but then she's real quiet. And then she disappears.
Okay. I make sure she disappears. Yeah. I make sure she disappears before I go wake up someone and inform them.
Are you waking up?
I'm gonna wake up Eru.
What? Actually, if is this towards the end of the third watch?
This is about an hour into his watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's about an hour, then I would be done trancing.
Yeah.
I would be waking up, like playing with cards as you walk in.
Yeah, explain the whole thing. She was there. I'd be careful.
Show me.
I bring you over there.
She
I'm
is ready.
gonna follow him out because
Oh, yeah.
I can hear and see when I'm
'Kay.
powered down.
Perception checks.
I'll be like, I'm interested. Nice tree lady.
I love that lady.
She seems so nice. She wanted to help us out.
Disadvantage. Dark outside. And you're trying to look more than 30 feet.
Even for me.
You're only 30 feet. Or is it 60?
Yeah,
Either
but
way.
I'm asking him to show me where exactly where she was standing.
I got an 18.
Where did my die go? Okay, so still
Yeah.
9.
I mean, he shows you where she was, which you can clearly see, but you don't see her. Or any evidence of her.
Do you tell me basically the entire conversation?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Do you tell him the part where you're the smart one?
Oh yeah. I'm the smart one.
Gave him a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I'll say, the three of us are out here. It's like, I think she's gone for now, but I did want to thank both of you for helping me in the mine. I appreciate it. Don't think it goes unnoticed. I probably would have been. I would have had a bad time if not for you. Thank you.
Oh well, yeah, no problem.
Nodding.
Hope your ears are all right.
My ears?
Well, yeah, it was real loud in that cave.
Oh, yes, it was very loud. That is true.
Nice.
We'll just keep an eye out for Elmira.
As you
I
all
don't trust her.
are standing out there, your perception was... I'll keep you one you have.
Mine was 18.
Parkeet. Sorry. Ulf.
Ulf.
You've laid outside quite a bit, looked at the stars, and you notice that as you're sitting there chatting, you look up, there's a new star out there.
Oh.
Wasn't there before. Faint, but you know your night sky, and that was definitely wasn't there before.
Dang.
And that...
Oh,
Unless
okay.
you have something to say, that's where we'll end. If you
No,
want to finish
no,
the whole
I'm
conversation, go ahead.
I'm
You
just
gonna tell me
confused.
about it, or you just were like, huh?
I'm trying to think, what would my character do? I'd probably just see it and be like, that's super strange.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I'll say it out loud.
What's strange?
That
look up.
right there. You see that dot?
Do I know? Do I see it?
Yeah, I mean, you all are familiar with the night sky, and it's
Not me.
it's only going to be noticeable in the morning, early morning. But you definitely see a new spot in the sky.
Does it have any significance for me, like where it is constellation-wise or anything?
I don't see why it would unless
Aries.
you. Yeah.
It's a star that's in retrograde.
That is new.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? I don't think I've ever seen just a new one pop up. But I don't know. Could be anything. Seen a lot of weird stuff in the past few days.
Okay, well, I'll go back down. I'll ask Saren as he's waking up. Do you know anything about new stars?
I know a lot about the moon, but stars. I mean, I can take a look.
Is it still visible?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go outside and point it out.
I'll look and see.
Yeah,
Give myself guidance when I look up.
it's easy. It's easy. It was for him. He needed to check to catch it at first, but now that you know what you're looking at, you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't there before.
Does that remind me of anything?
Give me a religion check.
Ooh.
Thought I'd ask you because you have the night sky on your on your pendant there.
Oh, that's pretty good.
There's some prophecies about a star coming back, and there was this real bad dude. Sorry to spoil.
That's a real bad
spoil
dude
the
right
thing.
there.
I gotta find my names.
There was a bad dude.
There was a
That was a
bad
bad
dude.
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 There was Lecitric. No. Okay, I remember right now. His name was Xerix. Sorry. We should have ended when I said Xerix. So you know there's a prophecy about a star and Xerix. You don't know much about Xerix. You just know that he's some evil guy that run around in the Shadow Age. Just stories to scare kids, you know.
Okay.
About Xerix is gonna get you.
There's a prophecy about a returning star and a really bad guy named Xerix.
Do I know what that name means, or do I have no idea?
Give me that religion or history check.
Guidance.
Zurich would be up. He'd be up way before.
I just wanted to know if that had been if that had been told to me as the boogeyman or whatever.
Wait, I kind of want to take a history check.
No, you're not familiar with
19 with the guidance.
Oh, 19. Yeah. You that name rings a bell. Just like not necessarily meaning anything, just you've like no one names their kids Xerix. It's kind of like a name that you don't know why it's not really talked about. But you know that there's
Do I have any like a connotation to it? Is it like Krampus, or is it just like I've heard that name?
Yeah, you've heard the name, and you know that people don't like the name, but you don't know why.
Okay.
You don't know anything about it. Just some ancient history. There's weird stories that go on about there.
Okay. I don't know much about it. I have heard the name.
That's a little eerie seeing that.
I'm sure it'll be all right.
I heard a god laugh somewhere.
Sure, it'll be all right.
I'm sure it'll be all right.
Guys, it's been really nice. It's been really nice playing the naive guy who thinks everyone's nice and good. I don't have to think about anything. I'm just like, that's a pretty nice dude.
I was laughing at chat.
My arm off. He was all right.
Mr. Feisty Bad Dude. I like that.
Feisty bad dude. That's a bad dude right there.
That's bad.
That's right. He's
That
evil. Most evil.
Is the end.
Is where we'll end.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I got to make sure I go in my notes and make sure I said that name right. And if I didn't, I'm going to go fix it. I know it started with an X and ended with an
That's
X.
exactly what I'm doing. Walking around assuming positive intent. Everyone's just a nice person.
What was the name again? So I can write it down myself.
Zerix, Zerix.
Yeah, man, that name's kind of sounds a
put in
little
my
kind of
notes.
familiar.
Real bad dude.
Real bad dude. Dude. God, dude, those videos. Incredible.
Oh, you know what? I'll give you one more thing.
Oh.
Eru, when you were in the tavern first day we did this, you guys were in the tavern getting ready to leave. There was that big tapestry on the wall.
I have that. I wrote it down. Quint.
Yeah, you got Quint was a good guy.
Okay.
On the other side, the name also sparks remembering some sort of robed figure, which would fit that guy on the right side. I'll give you your history of that. 19.
Oh, do I know if Quint has like a specific thing with Xerix?
No, you knew that.
Okay.
When you looked at that painting, that tapestry, you knew that Quint was long before any of that. He was just sort of added in for the elves.
This is just a.
It's a Marvel thing. You got the good guys on the one side and the bad guys on the other. They're sort of put in there wherever they want.
This is just a pop painting.
Also, with a history check, some of the things on that tapestry, tentacly blob things, do fit the description you've seen of this shade morph. So it's all kind of fitting in there.
Great.
Yeah, maybe that with your 19 history. All right, and that's where we'll end.
Nice.
Thanks
Goodbye,
for watching.
everyone.
We'll be back next week. Bye.
Next week.
See you guys.
Check out the podcast.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I get it uploaded, I will post it to the Discord.